is a lot taller than me. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to introduce Graham Allen, who is, that was nicely done, wasn't it? Who is the MP for Nottingham North, if I've got that right.
That's right.
And I'm just going to ask Graham a couple of questions about arts and cultural provision in the city. The first one, Graham, is, obviously what we've been talking about shows that there's a proliferation of arts and cultural activity in and around the city centre. But what kind of level of arts and creative and cultural activity is going on in the neighbourhoods and the outer estates? And, how could that be improved?
Yeah, not enough is the answer. We've heard the mention of the word Bulwell a couple of times this afternoon, which I'm really pleased about. I represent anything beginning with B: Bulwell, Bestwood, Bilborough, Broxtowe, Baspley. And I sometimes think, it's great to come to town. Is it like this every day? It always nice. And you can get a good cappuccino here, isn't there? Yeah, there's just, once you get across the ring road and you get to the big outer city estates, the big former council estates in Nottingham North, where life can be a bit harder, it just seems sometimes the cultural and artistic stuff dries up. And you know what, we need it more than anybody because of its benefits, particularly for babies, children and young people, and how that can help people develop. That's my view. So I hope before I go tonight I can just ask people, if you, in whatever you're doing in the arts, whether it's music, painting, anything you like, would you give an hour for Nottingham North? Would you come to one of my schools? Would you come to one of my community centres? Will you bring your great stuff to people out on those outer estates? Because I think they'll lap it up, and I think you make a lot of converts, and you make a lot of artists, and you make a lot of young kids better people too.
Following on from that, you're developing a project in Nottingham North called Rebalancing the Outer Estates. And obviously rebalancing is about, balancing inequalities, tackling poverty, generational worklessness, educational disadvantage, lack of social mobility. The list goes on and on, doesn't it? So what role do you think arts and cultural activity has to play in that, and how can that contribute to long-term neighbourhood plans that are going to bring transformational change to areas like Nottingham North?
Yeah, we do loads of stuff. It's a charity called Rebalancing the Outer Estates. And you can rebalance because we've got like 99% of the land area is covered by housing. So let's rebalance and get some more skills and jobs. That's a very obvious one. But also I think you can rebalance between the ears. You can rebalance by people's perceptions. You can rebalance by the way people interact. And I think arts, culture have a fantastic contribution to make there. But also being really crunchy about this, we've got a creative quarter in the city. And I think anybody, wherever you're from in Nottingham, must be really proud of that and must work for it and make it happen. I'm not going to be greedy for Nottingham North. I don't want a creative quarter. I want a creative eight. And if you could help, again, say a place like Bulwell. Okay, it's on the tram line. You can get out there. It's really easy. Part of my vision for what we could do there would be to have maybe a student community. Everyone says, oh, we don't want any more students. We do. Come to Bulwell, we'll make you really welcome. We're looking at whether we could work with the Vice Chancellors to get some student accommodation there. Mature students, people who've got a cause in life, people whose courses would take them to a place like Bulwell, people who just want to be there and make a contribution. So there's loads of ways in which you can do that. If ever you've been to Bulwell, around the back of the market, go around the back of the market. It's like the old sort of Victorian shambles that you'll get in a place like York. My God, if I was a student, many years ago, but if I was still a student, I would love to help create something there with my music, with my art, with my shopping, with my urban design. We haven't got a big greenfield site for people to play on, but we've got loads of little corners, old derelict buildings, people like Rob Harris-Smith and others helping, Craig Chettle. I want Craig to put his offshoot of Nottingham TV somewhere around there. Make the place buzz. That's what culture is, that's what art is. It's about individuals making an expression and helping make a community as well as themselves feel good. And I think you can help us do that in a place like Bulwell.
One of the things that Graham and I are kind of working on as part of the work of the Creative Quarter is pulling together a round table of organisations and individuals who would be willing to help contribute to and shape that vision and help with that strategic planning. So anybody who's interested in coming along to that round table, register your details with Cathy Mahmood at the door and become part of kind of connecting those outer estates to the life of the city, but also making sure that we actually respect and understand the assets of that place that are already there as well, and the creativity that's already there.
That's the one in Nottingham North?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. We've just done one today, believe it or not, on shopping. I don't mean Harvey Nicks and Tesco's, I mean the little shopping parades that we've got around those estates, very isolated, ship wrappers blown around broken pavements, not the greatest thing. Trying to do something about that. Last week we did one on urban design. We've done one on community safety, etc., etc. Great thing is, you get piles and piles of sandwiches and free tea and coffee. So you know what, you don't have to come and talk to me, but meet a friend and have a sandwich on me. But if you can bring a little spark of creativity with you as well, that'd be great. I want to fill, I don't know if you know the Riverside Centres, well, it's about the biggest place we've got in Ball and my constituency. I want to fill that with people. I want to fill it with people just talking, just eating their sandwiches, and maybe Cathy and I picking your brains as well.
That's not only an issue for Nottingham though, Graham, like that's a national issue, isn't it? Estates that have been abandoned, that are not, where people feel isolated and not necessarily connected to the rest of society and aren't given the right opportunities. How can that be addressed nationally, do you think?
I think people who care about art have got a bit of a responsibility, me above all. Sometimes people see us as very elitist and exclusive, and art is just for people in the know. If art isn't going to be popular, it's probably, in my opinion, not going to be art. If you exclude a large number of the population from art, I don't think that's something that I would agree with either. I think, I don't want to make it quite illegal, but I mean, governments need to do a heck of a lot more. One of the things that I'm looking forward to, should there be a change of government, is that people who do apprenticeships should think much more seriously, if you're in the business, much more seriously, like trade does, of getting young people into apprenticeships and getting them trained. Because the creative industries have the worst record statistically of any business, any industry in the UK. So stuff like that, really crunchy stuff, to make it work, will mean that if you do meet a young person's got talent or is turned on by culture, grab them, grow them, and they become the small business person of tomorrow. They start employing extra people, etc., etc. So,
and you get a virtual cycle, a virtual circle. Brilliant. Well, thanks very much, Graham Allen. Thank you for coming. I get a hug in public. God. All right. Thanks, Graham.
would people give an hour for Nottingham North?
Who, hands up, who would give an hour for Nottingham North?
Thanks, Graham. Thanks, Cathy.